used for root filtering. We saw in the last part of the experiment that standard ACL was used to permit or deny the traffic based on only the source address. Here let's see how extended ACL can be used to permit or deny the traffic based on source address, destination address, port number and protocols, all these 4 parameters. Here there are 3 networks, 2 LANs and one more network which contains the server, and all these 3 networks are connected to a single router R0, router 0. Here let's consider 2 objectives. One is that PC1 and all the other devices in this network should be able to access the server only for FTP and ICMP. PC2 and all the other devices in this network should be able to access the server only for web and ICMP. No other communication should be permitted in this network. PC1 and PC2 cannot communicate with one another. These are 2 objectives. One is from PC1 to server for accessing FTP and ICMP alone. The second one is from PC2 to server only for web and ICMP access alone. So let's see how it can be done. The first thing to be done is configuration of IP addresses for the PCs in the router. For configuring the IP address, we click on the PC, then we go to desktop tab, then we go to IP configuration. So here we can give the IP address, subnet mask and the default gateway. Similarly, it can be done for the other PC and the server as well. And for router, we click on the router. If we give the command enable, it goes to the privilege execution mode, and from here if we show the command show running configuration, you can see the already done configurations. So here if we consider this interface, we can see interface fast return in 00. Here we can give IP address and the IP address of the interface and the subnet mask for the network. So that's how IP address has been assigned for FA00. Similarly, it can be done for the other 2 interfaces as well. Here there is no IGPs, the IGP that is configured, since the router knows all the networks that are present in the topology because they are directly connected to it. So the next thing that we need to do is directly access control list configuration. So for that we need to go to the global configuration mode, configure terminal. After going here, we give the command access list. We have 2 objectives here, so let's use numbered extended ACL for the left side part, and let's use the named extended ACL for the second objective. So let's consider the first one first. So let's use the numbered ACL, which starts with access list and then the access list number that is to be given. Since extended access list starts with the 100 as the range, let's take 100. Any number in the range 100 to 199 can be given. The next thing is permit or deny. Since we need to permit the traffic from PC1 so that it can access the FTP and ICMP. Let's consider FTP first. Let's give the keyword permit. The next we need to give the protocol. Since FTP is not directly given, we need to give TCP under which FTP works. So the next thing to be given is source address. Let's consider the entire network. So we need to give 172.22.34.64, and the next thing to be given is wildcard mask, which is 0.0.0.31, which is the wildcard mask for the prefix 27. And the next thing to be given is destination address. Since the destination is a single host, we can give it as host and the IP address of the server, which is 172.22.34.62. And the next thing to be given is one of these keywords. Since we need to specifically say that it is FTP that we need to permit, let's give the keyword EQ, which says equal to then the protocol, specific protocol that we need to specify, it is FTP. So after this is done, we are done with the ACL configuration for allowing FTP traffic. Now the next thing to be done is to permit the ICMP traffic for PC1 and the other devices in its network. That can again be done in the similar way by giving access list and the access list number, and again by giving permit or deny. Since we need to permit ICMP traffic, we will give permit. The next thing to be given is the protocol. Since ICMP is explicitly given over here, since it is directly available for configuration, we can give ICMP directly. The next thing to be given is verify. Almost everything is same for the remaining part of the command. We need to give the source, which is the entire network, since we have considered it 34.64. The next thing is wildcard mask 0.0.0.31. The next thing is destination address. Since it is a single host, we can give it as host, and then the IP address of the server, which is this. And since we have already specified the specific protocol to be allowed, we need not give equal to any protocol. considered. So the next thing that we are supposed to do is to apply this ACL to a particular interface. We have only defined the routes, we need to apply it to a particular interface of the router. So let's see how it was configured. When we give show running configuration, if we go to the interface FA10, is here we can see that IP access group 100 in has been given. So IP access group is to say that we are applying access list, and 100 is the number of the access control list, and in is to say that on inbound traffic this access control list should be applied. Since it is an extended access control list, we have specified the source, destination port, and also protocol. So since destination is available, even before any processing to take place in the router, it can be decided whether the packet that is coming can be dropped or can it be forwarded based on the access control list. So the decision of forwarding or not based on ACL is done even before any processing to take place in the router. So it is applied on the inbound traffic for extended ACL since destination is provided. So that is it for the first objective of ours. The second one is that PC2 should be allowed access for web and ICMP to the server, and we have decided to use named extended ACL for this purpose. So let's start the command with IP. It should again be done in the global configuration route. So we go here and we give the command IP access list, and then it says extended or standard. Since we are using extended, let's say extended, and the next thing to be given is a word that describes the named ACL. For number ACL we had specific number to 10, and here we need to give specific name. This can be any user-friendly name, and give it as HTTP ICMP only, since only those two traffics are going to be allowed. And the next thing, CR says that a line break can be given, which means there is nothing more that we need to specify over here. And after we go into this mode, the next thing that can be given is permit or deny. Since we need to permit the web traffic, let's give permit. And the next thing to be given is the protocol. Since again web is not available explicitly, let's give TCP under which web works. And the source address is 172.22.34.96, since let's consider we are considering the entire network. And the next thing to be given is wildcard mask, which is 00031. And the next thing to be given is destination address, which is host, and 172.22.34.62, which is the IP address of the server. And the next thing to be given is equal to, and the specific protocol that is to be given. We check, we can see that the web has www as its protocol name for the command. So after this is given, we are done with the configuration for ACL, so that PC2 will be allowed to access the web of server. So the next thing to be done is to permit ICMP traffic from PC2 to server. So for this, let's give a command permit again. Let's say permit, then in the next step will be allowed to give the ICMP directly as before. So let's give it as permit ICMP, and then the source network address, and then the wildcard mask, and then again destination, which is host, the same server, and then the IP address of the server. This equal to www is not needed, since for ICMP we directly have the command over here. So let's then check whether we are able to see the required result. So let's go to PC1. Now this is supposed to be given FTP access to the server. So let's go to PC1 and go to the command prompt and say FTP space the IP address of the server. So when we go to command prompt, space the IP address of the server, which is 172.22.34.62. Yes, it's able to connect, and it says the username is asked and password is asked. Their Cisco and Cisco by default. So we see that we are able to log into FTP. So let's exit to go out of it. Now we also need to ensure that it's able to ping the the server since we have allowed ICMP. So let's say ping 172.22.62. So it's able to get reply from the server. So it's able to connect to the server for FTP as well as ICMP. Now let's check the PC2. It should be able to access the web, which means we need to open the web browser and we need to give the IP address of the server, which is 172.22.34.62. Yes, it's able to access the web browser. And similarly, it should be able to ping the server as well. So let's check that by giving ping 172.22.34.62, yes, it's able to get reply from the web server. And there was one more thing that was said, which is PC1 and 2 should not be able to communicate with one another. So when we go to PC1 and try to ping PC2, we should not be able to ping. So the IP address of PC2 is 172.22.34.98. So let's say ping 172.22.34.98. It says destination host unreachable. So PC1 is not able to reach PC2. And the same will be the state for communicating from PC2 to 1. Let's check PC1's IP address. It is 34.66. When we try to ping from PC2 to PC1 saying the IP address of PC1, it again says destination host unreachable, which means they both are not able to communicate with one another, but PC1 is able to get access to FTP and ICMP of the server. PC2 is able to get access to web and ICMP of the server. Now let's also see a few troubleshooting commands. Let's say show running configuration, which we already saw, but let's see how it displays what you have configured. So here it says the numbered extended ACL which we used for the first case, and here it shows the named extended ACL which we used for the second case. And also we saw how the ACL to the interface was displayed under the interface. IP accessible. The commands which we gave were displayed in show running configuration recent. Now let's see show IP interface and fast Ethernet 0/1. Show IP interface FA 00. It says here outgoing access list is not set, but inbound is HTTP ICMP only. This is the name of the named ACL that we use, so that was applied on this interface. So when we give IP show IP interface FA00, it displays the details about the inbound access list that has been applied. Let's also check show IP interface and FA10, which is the interface, this interface of the router. So it again says outgoing ACL is not set, inbound ACL is 100. 100 is the number that we gave for the numbered extended access controllers that we had configured. So next if we see show IP access list, we'll be able to see all the access lists that we have configured for the router. This can also be seen by using the command show access list. Show IP access list and show access list. Both the commands will be able to list all the access lists that have been configured for the router. And if we need to specifically see a particular access control list that we have defined, we can say show IP access list and the number or name according to whether it's a numbered ACL or named ACL. For example, if we give 100, we'll be able to see only the rules that was written for ACL 100. Similarly, if we say show IP access list and if we give the name which is HTTP ICMP only, then we'll be able to see the rules that was written only for that ACL. So it also shows how many matches have been made against each rule so far. So since we have sent up several packets, several ping and FTP and web requests through this router, it shows how many matches have been done for each ACL rule